Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you are listening and or watching this theme park news update. I am the CHALL repping the swarm today, and today of all days, Chall Chats, Chessington World of Adventures. It's only a matter of days until this big new public consultation goes online for the world to see, and at that point we will deliver you another update on this project and share everything that's been discussed at the public consultation. But in today's particular update, we're going to go through potentially what they could announce, what they could go through, and also share my predictions on the future of Chessington World of Adventures. With the opening of the likes of the World of Jumanji, and with the upcoming opening of a brand new water park in the future, it really is an exciting future anyway, and that exciting future just got a little bit better. Now, before we get started with this news update, make sure you do like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Click the notification bell so you never miss another upload on that platform. If you are listening to us on Apple or Spotify, make sure you download, make sure you listen back. We've got plenty of updates still to come on the platform. Make sure you go and follow all the social media links. We've launched our brand new Twitter account or X account for the channel, so make sure you go and check that out. We're going to post some different stuff on there throughout the day on a daily basis, including random ride fact files, different posts about different attractions, the news as we get it. It's all going on there, so make sure you do follow the X account as well as the other platforms, all in the description across every single platform. And for now, ladies and gentlemen, thrill seekers of all ages, let's get into this update from Chessington World of Adventures, starting off with the future that's already very exciting for the theme park. Chessington World of Adventures already has a very exciting future, and the big new project still in the works for the park is Project Bruce, a brand new water park reportedly set to have an African theme located adjacent to the Safari Hotel. This project, according to the initial plans, will have 6 slides, 3 river attractions, and various other adventures planned for the site. The near £40 million development could open within the next few years. And here on Chall Chats, we're going to keep on top of all the other updates from Project Bruce, this brand new water park planned for Chessington World of Adventures. However, a brand new water park isn't the only thing planned for Chessington World of Adventures Resort, because there's some more stuff planned. And here on Chall Chats, we can finally reveal that on the 19th of September 2024, Chessington World of Adventures will hold a public consultation so people can have a look at what they're planning for the future. There will be a lot of unanswered questions ready to be answered on the 19th of September, and if you want to attend the public consultation, it will be at the Safari Hotel on site at the theme park and resort, with details also available on the website from the 19th of September from the consultation, including an online survey to complete to share our views. Comments will be provided up until the 3rd of October 2024, and the park looks forward to sharing the exciting plans with us and receiving our feedback. Now then, this is on Thursday the 19th of September. If you want the official times for when this consultation starts, then here we go. If you do intend to go over to the consultation in public on the 19th of September, then you must arrive and be ready to start by 12:30, which will go on until 3:30 in the afternoon, and then there'll be a 5 p.m. till 8 p.m. consultation, so there's 2 separate times there for the consultation this week. And of course, if you are going, make sure you comment down below, make sure you let us know, are you excited about it, and share your thoughts in all the comment sections. Just to let you all know, for those of you who are driving to the event, free parking will be available in the hotel parking section of the Lodge car park, so it is free parking for those that drive to the consultation. So first of all then, before we get into some of my ideas for the future of Chessington World of Adventures Resort, let's talk about the idea of a public consultation. I believe the last time they had one of these public consultations was actually for Project Bruce, or for the World of Jumanji, one of the two. I believe it was both of them actually. And it's very, very exciting. It sounds like, from the description on the website, the fact they've got exciting plans, so that's very, very exciting, because that potentially assumes there's more than one thing set to be available to view and hear from amongst the public consultation. Now, here at Chall Chats, we unfortunately can't make it to the consultation this time. However, we're going to be staying tuned to Chessington's website for when the information becomes available. And we're going to do an update as soon as we possibly can, a theme park news update as soon as we possibly can from this piece of news. Now, Obviously, in terms of what the plans could be for, we'll get into more of my predictions for future plans later in this update. However, in terms of the idea of there being a public consultation, I think it's a very, very good idea. As a theme park and as an attraction for the public, for the general public, especially for the media as well, you need to hold these public meetings to give their ideas on the plans, give their feedback moving forward, take it on board, apply it into the plans before submitting them to the council. And we know that Chessington has an on and off history of previous planning applications. We know there's certain things they've had to do. We know there's certain limitations and certain restrictions they've had to make to certain plans to make them fit within the council approval. We know that there's been mixed history with most of the UK theme parks in terms of planning applications and planning new attractions, whether it was a site or a location reason, whether it was a financial reason, whether it was something in the plan that maybe doesn't fit or doesn't form part of the ride area that you're planning for in terms of the location of the development. So one way or another, there's been several factors in the key, missings, shall we say, or the key MIAs, missing in actions, of previous planning applications across UK theme parks, especially with the restrictions. We know Alton Towers is a conservation area. They have to dig deeper to not go above the tree height because they want to respect the conservation area. Chessington's had a few issues here and there in the past with planning applications. They've had to change things here and there. So, several factors come into it: sound, location, financials, planning restrictions. Especially with the UK theme parks, everything comes into it. The US theme parks as well, they have their restrictions as well. European theme parks, some have their restrictions, some don't. There's restrictions all over the place, and it's up to the park to try and make it work in and amongst those restrictions. Here on Chall Chats, we're going to keep an eye on everything revealed from the public consultation, but let's get into the final part of this news update. Let's talk about my future predictions for Chessington World of Adventures. Now, this is a mixture of what they could announce at the consultation in a couple of days, or a mix of what I think could happen anyway in the future regardless. So let's get started and have a look at some of the park's potential future plans, in my personal opinion. So the first talking point in the future of Chessington and my personal predictions for the future of the park is Scorpion Express. We knew this was going to come up at some point in this news update. Now, Scorpion Express originally opened as the runaway train back on the 7th of June 1987. It was refurbished and reopened on the 19th of March 2014 as the Scorpion Express. It last operated in July 2022. Now, the Scorpion Express is a Mack Rides powered coaster, and here on Chall Chats, we loved the look of this family roller coaster experience, and we're sad to see that nothing's happened since. However, we've got some ideas as to what they could potentially do with the site. Now, since Scorpion Express has not been open for a couple of years, the operational cycle of the ride experience going forward could be questionable or called into question as to whether it can still operate in its current form. However, that is only a pinch of salt. Take it with a pinch of salt. We'll see it to be believed. However, if they do get to reopen the ride in its current cycle and just give it some refurbishment here and there and reopen it with some new parts, it'd be great to see Scorpion Express back open, because I think it is a really good family attraction, and I think that the families of Chessington will be really excited by the return of the Scorpion Express, and maybe give it some enhancements here and there, some TLC in places, give it some extra theming items, really modernise it to the 2024 era from the old 2022. It's only been a couple of years since Scorpion Express last operated, but in my personal opinion, I think they do need some touches here and there just to kind of enhance the ride experience. What if they decide to remove Scorpion Express? Now, you've got the Rattlesnake just nearby, which is the old Wild Mouse type roller coaster, and Rattlesnake for me is a very interesting story as well, because it is another older ride. So what do you do if you need to take out the Rattlesnake as well? Well, straight away, when you look at both the site of Runaway Train and Rattlesnake, people would be thinking roller coaster. Well, I actually don't think that, and there's a reason why even though I've circled both sites on Google Maps, for those of you listening on Apple and Spotify, make sure you check out the YouTube version of this news update so you can see the pictures for yourself. But if you look for yourselves, those of you who are listening to this news update, if you look on Google Earth, you'll see the Scorpion Express and the Rattlesnake. Now, if you take the Scorpion Express aside, or the Rattlesnake aside from each other, what could you replace either of them with? And the one thing that stands out to me is an Intamin gyro swing or a Zamperla Giant Discovery. Either way, it's a frisbee ride. For me, a gyro swing is the perfect thrill ride still awaiting the park's ride lineup. I think that it's something that the park needs. I think that it's a great family thrill ride, or a thrill ride in general, for the guests to enjoy. And I think that if you look at the Cyclonator, for example, if you want to go for the Discovery 30 model instead, I think that a frisbee type ride that either goes 360 degrees or just swings you up and round, I think that would work. Obviously, you know, gyro swings have been popping up a lot recently in Europe and across the world. And I think that a gyro swing here at Chessington in the Mexicana area, maybe themed to a scorpion coming up from the ashes, like an abandoned dead scorpion giving new life and rising from the ashes, I think could be a really, really good idea. Now then, the next big question mark around the future of Chessington in terms of the attraction side of it is the Vampire, the classic swinging suspended roller coaster originally launched back in the 90s, refurbished in the early thousands, and still operates to this day. The operational life cycle of the Vampire will be called into question long term by some of the supporters of the park, and it'd be interesting to see what direction they go in to keep the Vampire going, because it is a signature ride at Chessington. It is one of the signature roller coasters and one of the iconic signature rides at the theme park. And to keep this operating, in my opinion, there's only really two routes you can go down with Vampire's future long term. Now, one route is to completely take the ride out and replace it with a brand new ride system, whether that be a different style of inverted coaster, whether that be a different type of coaster altogether. Maybe they go with the multi-launch quad racing roller coaster through the Wild Woods with a bit of a dark gothic theme about it. Maybe they go away from the gothic theme altogether and just give it a full-on jungle theme through the Wild Woods. Maybe that's something they go down, include a bit of a dark ride section to pay homage to the theming in the station from Vampire. And that is the direction they could go down long term in terms of their next big roller coaster project. Obviously, there's fans that want a water coaster at the park. I don't think that'll be straight away. I think they'll hold off on that for a while yet. I think that the multi-launch roller coaster could be the option to go down potentially. I mean, they have obviously Mandrill Mayhem, the Belgrade Mabiard launched shuttle wing coaster in the world of Jumanji, so that maybe could be a hint of going away from a launch coaster in general. Now then, the other route with Vampire is what I like to call the Nemesis Reborn treatment, and that is a full track refurbishment, maybe some new trains altogether, some additional theming. I mean, look at the way they did the queue line for the Curse at Alton Manor at Alton Towers. They could really incorporate some of the smoke, some of the theming levels, some of the soundtrack in there. They could really enhance Vampire and give it the big mega ultra treatment. The downside of that from a ride perspective is that you're going to get to see no more Vampire for a whole year pretty much. Because if it's going to take about a year or just over a year to refurbish Nemesis, then, you know, it's very, very clear that Vampire will probably need at least a year or so to get to that same level. And look at the detail they did on Nemesis Reborn at Alton Towers. That's the kind of detail I could expect to see on a full refurbishment of the Vampire roller coaster. So I think there's an opportunity either way. I think that Chessington could do a really good job with this, and I do think that long term Vampire could be on the block in terms of getting a full refurbishment or a full replacement. Vampire for sure is going to come to the end of its ride cycle at some point, and here on Chall Chats we're going to keep an eye on the Vampire's future just to see how long the ride's got and also what the direction of the park is next for that area of the Wild Woods. And the final attraction that I'm going to mention in this particular news update is Tomb Blaster. Now, Tomb Blaster is an interactive shooting dart ride in the Forbidden Kingdom section of Chessington. Tomb Blaster is a decent looking dart ride, however, many have had concerns over it for a number of years, and maybe it's time for the Tomb Blaster to finally shut its doors and say goodbye. Now again, with these predictions, there are two routes you could go down. One particular route is to see a brand new theme in general, so it could be ripping out the entire dart ride system, a brand new system going in, a brand new story, brand new name, brand new everything from Tomb Blaster ripped out. You won't be able to notice the old ride, and a completely new dart ride going in with a brand new ride system. Now that would be the most expensive thing to do. However, I'm going to choose my little catchphrases again, and I'm going to go with what I like to call the Cursor Alton Manor route, and that is a full refurbishment. You knew that was coming. So a full refurbishment is another route to go down with this one. Again, similar to Cursor Alton Manor, take the guns off, bring in some additional theming items, some extra lighting, an enhanced storyline. Now then, here is the difference. The Cursor Alton Manor is a brand new ride name and a brand new storyline, which pays homage to Jewel and pays homage to the Haunted House, with a little bit of Doom and Sons on the outside. If you notice the theming, you'll know what I mean. However, with this one, I'm going to go with a completely different route, and I'm going to go with the return of a previous name, the Terror Tomb. The Terror Tomb was a classic attraction before Tomb Blaster came in, and here on Chall Chats, we'd be all up for seeing the return of Terror Tomb, with an enhanced storyline, new effects, a mix of classic old ghost train, ghost haunted house type effects, and modern technology to bring enhanced scares in certain scenes. And the return of Terror Tomb could provide an interesting solution to that part of the Forbidden Kingdom. And here on Chall Chats, we're going to be very much excited to see whether that ends up becoming a reality. So there we are, ladies and gentlemen, thrill seekers of all ages. That is everything to talk about in terms of potential future attractions for Chessington World of Adventures. Obviously, there is more they could do in terms of the infrastructure, the new entranceway. There's more stuff they can do going forward. There's a potential new hotel they could look at bringing in at some point in the future, very, very long term. You've got the water park still to come. You've got TLC around the park. Mexicana will need some refurbishment here and there, especially if they might put a new ride where Scorpion Express is, or maybe take out the Rattlesnake and put a new ride in there, or put a new ride across both sites. You've got the opportunity there. You are sacrificing one, potentially two roller coasters there, but there's an opportunity there. Obviously, Wild Woods, in my personal opinion, needs some enhancements, needs some little bits done here and there just to keep the theming alive and up to date. And it is going to cost them a bit of money to do it, but I think the money's well worth spending. Now, thank you very much for watching and listening to this theme park news update. Stay tuned for more. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Follow, listen, stream, download on all social media platforms and the audio platforms. And for now, ladies and gentlemen, I am the CHALL. Ta-ra for now, and that is the end of your theme park experience.